Bro, waking up early will change your life. And let me explain to you. Now, you might be coping right now and thinking, oh, I work good at 1 in the morning. I'm a night owl. No, okay? Let me explain to you why you're wrong, okay? When you go to sleep and you are resting, okay? For X amount of hours, you just recharged. Your brain, your neurons are firing, they're repairing, their XYZ is getting connected, okay? Now tell me why you won't have your most productive hours in that first hour or two. It's because you're not stimulated, you're not talking to your friends, you're not talking to your family, you're not on social media. This is going to be your most productive hours, okay? And this is why, most jobs are just like, 9 to 5. And if you don't want to be the normie, you don't want to, you know, be in this environment, that is step one. If you want to create some time for yourself and you don't have much time, there's a little bit of time management touch on. But if you're working your job right now and you feel like, oh, I have no time, you have 24 hours in a day, man. Okay? If you really hate the position you're in your life, you'd sacrifice some sleep. How do you invent time for yourself? How do you just make time pop from thin air? It's because you just sleep less. Okay? You might be wondering like, oh, I need my booty sleep. Do you want to be broke? It's whatever you want more. You're gonna make the sacrifices for what you want. If you want to make money and you want to have freedom, you want to help the ones that you love, right? Make some calculated risks. Are you going to keep working your normie job and have $1 million by 7 years old and live off of that? If you're not creating generational wealth, what are you doing with your life? We are in the craziest time. I'm not going to touch on this, the digital world and all the internet. I'm not trying to make this that type of video, okay? But you have to realize, now we are in a time where you have to realize, you have to open up your beliefs, you have to change your beliefs. Because right now, we have a government that is printing money from literal thin air. And the funny part is I had friends. I was in 6th grade and I was telling, like I was starting to get into self-improvement thing. I was early on, man. I'm not trying to like brag, right? But I was in 6th grade and I had friends telling me, "Oh, that's not true. Oh, no, that they can't just do that." The government just prints money from thin air and you're working for it. You are working for the money. Stop working for the money. Make your creativity, make your money, okay? Now, if you're working a normie job right now, okay, you have to just save some money, right? And you can't even save this money these days. Like, if you save money, your money that just sits in the bank, these are what the banks are doing. The banks, okay, they are literally making money off of you for storing money and then they loan it out to other people. That is how the business of banking works. The business of banking, these two brothers, Wells and Fargo, do you know Wells Fargo, the bank right now? In 1848, when the gold rush happened, they created a bank where, oh, I'll hold your gold, okay? And that's how it's a business. The bank is a business. They're not there to protect you, and they probably won't even give you $10,000 cash if you ask for it right now. That's how you don't have control of your own money. You have to put into different assets. You don't even own your money. You don't own your house. You have to pay tax on this, pay tax on that. If somebody sells you, whatever sells you, right? They pay tax on that. If someone sells you a house, they pay tax. You're going to pay property taxes every year. Like if you go to New Jersey right now and you have a house in New Jersey, you have to pay 1.5% of the home value right there, okay? And you don't own the home. They will take it from you anytime they want. If you do something bad, all this stuff, right? They will, right? They have control of you, man. And this, you have to search up fiat currency, okay? Look up what fiat is. F-I-A-T. Look it up. Fiat. Look it up. You'll realize that in the Roman Empire, okay, what happened is they introduced the gold coin, right? And the coins was, kind of that currency, right? And we followed the gold standard or whatever it was called till 1971, and then they just started printing. But that's not my point. My point is, in Roman Empire, the way their empire fell is because people were scratching off the gold from the coins and remaking new gold coins, and that decreased the value of their coins because you could just make new coins, right? And it was just kind of just like from thin air, and people were like outsmarting. They were thinking outside the box, and it devalued the currency. When the value was devalued, now here we are. We have errors, right, in the system. So in 1848, when the gold rush was occurring, okay, there was people, 300,000 migrants, okay? They literally went from the East Coast, went through the jungle, they sacrificed, they quit their jobs. There was doctors, lawyers quitting their jobs, okay? And they went to pursue this new opportunity. That's the important word. Remember the word opportunity. When you see opportunity, you have to go after it. You have to put the blinders on. You have to work for it, okay? These people saw the opportunity. The president confirmed that the gold rush was true, like there was gold in the American River. They went to it, okay? A lot of people that ended up didn't find gold, but a lot of people, made a good amount of money. But the people that were making the money were the people that saw the trend, they attacked the trend, and they saw that, hey, we can actually make some money off of this. So where the shovels were being sold, this guy, he bought every shovel known to man, and he sold it there. Imagine buying a shovel right today. Like, let's say, just an example. Today, you buy shovels for like 50 cents from China, and then you just sell it in the U.S., and there's a gold rush happening. And out of nowhere, there's demand for it, okay? It's supply and demand. Now there's demand for the shovels, and you can sell the shovels for like $100. You can sell the shovels for $50 if people were able to make that ROI and people see the opportunity. Okay, that's the same thing with marketplace these days. If you're able to provide your clients a good service, you're able to do this, right? You're going to make money. In exchange for the value you provide, you will get money. It's very simple. That's how the marketplace works, okay? If you're able to make a skill that you can do this, right? You can do whatever you want. What else do I say? So right now, I'm 15 years old. I'm literally just traveling, and it's because I changed my beliefs. People were always talking like, this is not true, right? People did not believe in the online money making. People didn't believe in Bitcoin. People did not believe in Bitcoin. Look at where it is today. So just keep in mind in the back of your head, you don't want to, you want to make sure you transform your subconscious into realizing these things. You want to become conscious, meditate, become conscious. If you're able to become conscious and you're able to think for yourself and not think to the government, oh, COVID, COVID, right? There was countries out there, right, had treaties with other countries. If you had 10 passports, what you can do is just pull out another passport. They'll let you go by. This passport, if I have a Turkish passport, I need a vaccine to go to Sweden, whatever. Like, I'm just giving an example. I don't even know if this is true or not, but I'm just giving an example, right? So if I have a Turkish citizenship, right, and I'm going to Sweden, and it's like, oh, you need a vaccine, and I pull out a Romanian passport, and I don't need a vaccine for that. I'm the same exact person. This is how messed up it was. You're the exact same person, but just because you have a different citizenship or passport, you can enter. And that's how messed up it is. That's how much, like they're literally messing with you. Okay, and a lot of people don't have their own freedom, which is why they can do this propaganda, right? There are people that pay taxes on things. Like the government gets everything they want from you. The U.S. is in $30 trillion of debt. Can you believe that? $30 trillion of debt, and that's just because they print it out of thin air. And you are working for it. You are spending your hard-earned time. Time is the most valuable asset, okay? There can be a 50-year-old that would wish to be 15, wish to be 18 years old, okay? And you have something they don't. They can't just buy back their time. That's not possible. So, the only thing you can do is make it useful, spend it, right, wisely. And the whole thing with life, right? You can say, the purpose is to reproduce, which is what humans are kind of made to do, like reproduce. We're a mammal, that's right. But there's also a purpose. A man has a purpose, and that's why we're put on this planet. Why do you think out of the trillions of babies, right, out of the ball sack, man, why were you born? You have to question that. You have to question why. What is your purpose? And a man without purpose will not go very far. He will not know what to do with his life. And if he does not know what to do with his life, he will never find happiness. Because if he's not happy, then there's something that he has not gone through that was rough. The best thing you can do for yourself right now is to shut off the noise, stop watching social media. After you watch this YouTube video, you'll have actionable steps to actually change your life. You're going to stop looking at all these guys, business, self-improvement. No, it's not about that. They just want views. So here's how you do it, okay? You're watching this video right now, and you're probably about to click off because you think it's hard. And it is hard. I hope I didn't upset you with the wrong answer, but that's the truth, okay? Let me tell you how to change your life. You're going to sit down right now and think to yourself, am I happy with, my life, like my money? Do I like the amount of money I have? Do I like my relationships? Do I like my physique? Do I like my health, right? And you have to sit down, think to yourself, what do you want out of life? Do you want this car? And it's fine. If your parents told you, or your friends told you, oh, don't be obsessed about a car, don't be obsessed about money. But if that's what you want the finer things of life, you have to, okay? Whatever you want, because you're your own person, you have your own genetics, you have your own blood, you have your own fingerprint. God made your own fingerprint for you. There are billions of people in this world, and you don't have the same fingerprint as anybody. You have to sit down with yourself. And there are extreme cases where people, they go to the woods for a week. For a week, they just go camp out, and they don't bring any technology. They just think to themselves. They write down on a journal, and I would recommend this. You just, block out the noise, sit in your room, or just go out to nature, right? I made a video on like how you can actually change your subconscious and change how you think. But you can go out to the river, and you bring a journal with you at midnight or whatever, 5 a.m, then go for a run after, and you can just write down exactly what you're not happy with life. I'm actually serious. Right now, you probably don't have a journal in front of you. Get a note sheet and write your thoughts down. Write every single thought, every business idea, everything, and then you start to connect the dots. When you start to connect the dots, that's when you start to figure out. You start to think for yourself. Right now, you're probably looking at social media, you're looking at the news, fiend. No, okay? Cut that out. You're going to go to your journal. You're going to make everything on that journal, okay? And everything you put on that journal, you're going to read over it. You're going to go deeper, okay? I want to start a business. What business do you want to start? Boom, 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 okay? So many different arrows, okay? And then you go deeper. How will I make this money? How will I do my acquisition? How will I do sales? Right? What do I need from sales? How do I develop the right framework? What do I need to start getting appointments tomorrow so I can start taking calls and start making money? Just map all this stuff out, because the thing is, if you start to map all this out, right? And you look at everybody online and you try to figure out stuff, but I would say only this, right? If you have been going on YouTube and you're looking at your YouTube game, or I need to eat with my KSI, my sidemen, I need to eat while I'm watching that. You're a loser, man. Look at valuable content, podcasts. Listen to, whatever it is that's changing your subconscious while you're working. While you're working, talk to your clients, get feedback. What can I do better? Make your product better. There are so many things you can do right now that you shouldn't even be asleep. You should be mad that, whatever is your scenario, right? Your mom is still not in her dream home. You should be mad that you can't go to Monaco tomorrow. You should be mad. You should be upset with what your parents have sacrificed for you. What type of, a lot of people these days, they don't have much true relationships. A lot of your friends are just, just go party, talk to girls, right? There are only a few little friends that are actually honest with you. You have to find those people, okay? Some people will just be, maybe, let's say think about this. There's a fat person, right? And you might have a fat friend. Are you telling him, hey, this is how you fix your life? Let's say I used to go to the gym and I got really into it. And I feel like that's where it started for me, right? And I built the discipline so I can transform into other fields. But what I did is I had friends that were asking me, Oh, how do I train legs? I want to get better at, soccer. How do I, build a bigger chest? My chest is pretty good, right? For my age. And it actually looks masculine, right? And it's because of testosterone, right? I eat the right foods. They wonder, right? And that's amazing. Okay? If you have somebody that is asking you for advice, and that's why I document this and that's why I make these YouTube videos, right? That's why I do all this content, because I want you guys to realize I'm not special. I am simply just putting in the work day after day after day, and it just compounds over time. So really, at the end of the day, man, you've got no excuse, okay? And as long as you're able to figure out what you want to do with your life, this path, let's say you start this business and you want, now you have good cash flow. You can start doing real estate investments. You can start doing some crypto investments. And then you can start putting money into your business. Like, the most important thing you want to do is not get shiny object syndrome. Shiny object syndrome is going to ruin you, okay? If you're thinking, crypto is going to do so well, maybe it might do well. But do you have less than $100,000 cash in the bank? Do you want a watch, but you have $100,000 cash in the bank? What are you doing, man? Put money into your business to get X amount back. Your business is a money printing machine, right? The same thing with the banks. The banks, charge people 10% of, money that they don't own that money. They just had people give it to them, and now they charge 10% on that, and then they just ended up not losing money. The reason banks went out of business in 2008 is because they gave loans to the wrong people. And when they gave loans to the wrong people and they lost the money, they weren't able to pay it back, and they filed for bankruptcy, what happened is now they can't give money back to the person that had the money with them. And that's why there's this thing called FDIC insured. And, if something wrong happens, the government guarantees you $250,000. But they are $30 trillion in debt, okay? They have the best military. The U.S. has the best military, which is the only reason that their currency is existent. You can see the Japanese yen. I know this is really off topic, but Japanese yen has literally been destroyed in the past 5 years, okay? The U.S., the reason people believe in the currency is because, first of all, they had the media and they had people believe that, the U.S. dollar or something. It's just paper. The U.S. dollar is paper. You're not safe, okay? You think you're safe. Your friends, family think you're safe, right? You have to diversify once you actually have that cash. But you probably, if you're watching this video, you probably don't have any cash. So what you're going to do is you're going to make money. You're going to put that back in your business. And before it's too late, before World War III happens, you have a actual asset basket, okay? When you have that asset basket and you're putting, money into different countries, banks, now you're buying citizenship by investment, right? Making smart moves. And I'm like, this is pretty crazy, but it's very simple these days to actually make money. It's not as hard as you think it is.